in Syracuse. I know a lot of you. And the day isn't really over yet. There's one person that I don't think you all have heard from. There's one candidate that's been running, that's running for governor that has been calling for a fracking ban since 2010. If Howie Hawkins was elected governor, he would ban fracking on day one. And so Howie, come on up and tell people about how, as governor, you would fight for the planet, fight for climate action, and ban fracking in New York.
I actually called a news conference at 1 because I wanted to deal with an issue related to fracking and our upstate economy, and that's agriculture. But first let me say, in all likelihood, I'll be the only candidate calling for a ban on fracking on the ballot in November. Like I was in 2010 and came in 3rd out of 7 candidates because a lot of you voted for a ban on fracking. Before that election, the demand was a moratorium. And even some of the environmental groups were saying natural gas is a lesser evil to coal. After that, this group and others came out for a ban. So we moved the debate in 2010. Now we face a governor who, if he was against fracking, he would have banned it by now. If he wins and turns to his presidential ambitions, he will open up New York to fracking because he doesn't want to be the only Democrat in the country running for president that's against fracking. You may have heard Chuck Schumer, our senator, called him out on Morning Joe on MSNBC. Andrew's studying it. It's taken a long time. Every other Democrat in the country's for it. And then Senator Gillibrand piled on. That's the reality. This vote in November is very important if we're going to stop fracking. Because after that, Cuomo's like a lame duck if he wants to run for president. Secondly, as people have talked about, we can go 100% clean energy in 15 years. It's not only good for the land, the water, the air, and the climate, it's a full employment program. That Jacobson study, 4.5 million jobs in construction and manufacturing, 58,000 permanent jobs, maintaining an infrastructure with a smart grid. The sun shines, the wind blows, the waves slap at our shores. That energy is just there to be harvested. And the idea that we got to drill down and pollute the air for a short-term energy boom around fracking is crazy. Now, we have 400 parts per million in the atmosphere now of carbon. That's above the 350 parts per million tipping point that we all know about. So we not only have to stop releasing carbon, we got to pull it out of the atmosphere. And that's where the ag program comes from. We have a study from Rodale Institute. We can pull 40% of the carbon we release every year back into the soil if the crops were produced by organic regenerative agriculture. And if we added pasture land, it would be another 71%. We would take more out of the atmosphere than we release, just keeping aside the reduction of carbon emissions. This is key to helping save our planet. If we're going to do that, we got to go farm to table, farmers and consumers alike, cut out the middlemen with co-ops and processors owned by the farmers. And then we got to make the cost of production lower for the farmers. We need property tax relief. The state mandates our counties, our rural communities, and our cities, and doesn't pay for them. We got to tax the rich like we used to, share the revenues like we used to, and lift that property tax burden off our farmers. We need to purchase development rights so the suburbs don't take farmland. I'm for $100 million a year at least. We got to stop using antibiotics in farm animals because we're creating antibiotic-resistant germs that are not only endanger us, it endangers our food supply, our farm animals. GMO labeling and a moratorium till it's not just the food safety, it's the safety to the soils because these GMOs require massive pesticide applications. So there's more to the program. We released it today. You can go to my website, howiehawkins.org. But let me just conclude with this point. We ban fracking, we build renewables, and we revitalize agriculture. If agriculture adds value in these communities upstate, that fuels commerce in the towns. And that's food, fiber, and fuel for green manufacturing, clean manufacturing. We can have a sustainable ecological prosperity. We all know that. In November, make them hear it. Thank you.
Howie! 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 Howie!
I just want to acknowledge Liz Henderson, who I asked to come up. She helped me write my ag platform. She's an organic farmer. And if you want to add any words, people are listening.
I just wanted to say that a lot of you, I'm sure, eat organic food and you're eating it for your own health. But it's important that you understand that organic food is also important for the health of the earth. And as Howie said, if all of the farming in the world were done organically, it would pull enormous amounts of carbon out of the air and sequester it in the soil where it belongs. So eat organic and support our farms and vote for Howie. Thank you.
I just want to support Howie in his statement that we can go renewable energy in, did you say 30 years?
15 years.
15 years.
2030.
And if we had the will to do it, we could go renewable energy this year, because we have a local industry. A friend of mine invented the world's most effective vertical axis wind turbine. It's not much taller than a human being, doesn't need a tower. It can go anywhere. It is even trailerable. It can go on an RV or a boat. And one of these comes in 9 amperage flavors. You can find out more about it at cohilowind.org. That's K-O-H-I-L-O wind.org. They got a cute little video you can watch and learn more about it. Thank you.
Ho ho! Hydrofracking's got to go! Hey hey! 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 Ho ho! Hydrofracking's got to go!